Hey guys, hope everyone's doing all right. I wanted to talk a little bit today about something that happened last night, and that is that I almost checked myself into a hospital because I was feeling suicidal. And it frustrates me that had I done that, um, a typical JW response would have been that of assuming that I felt guilty for leaving the organization, or assuming that I was miserable without the organization, which is not the case. And I want to make it very clear that these mental health issues that so many of us who leave experience are caused by the organization, not by the world. And I'll talk a little bit about how I mean with me personally, and that is the fact that I lost my family. Now, that was a number of years ago, that I was disfellowshipped and lost my community and friends and family. But I also ended a long-term relationship last summer, and so we were together almost 5 years, and well, naturally, her family became my family, because I didn't have any of my own, and because we became very close. So when that relationship ended, out of respect for one another, my relationship with those family members also had to end. So I found myself in a difficult position emotionally and feeling alone all over again. Even though I have a new partner who's very supportive and has a wonderful family, it's still new. And when you go through something like losing people you love all over again, that's kind of the time that you go back to thinking about maybe your original family or the loved ones you lost in the organization. So was feeling very down about that, and in fact I tried to reach out to a couple of them, which is a big mistake, as I'm sure many of you can attest to. I tried to reach out to my aunts and uncles and tell them I love them, and it got nothing back, of course. I tried to reach out to some others who ended up just, I don't even know if they read my messages, they just blocked me. And I want to be clear that this is not love. They see it as a loving arrangement, but this is not love. One of the worst things that you can go through in life is experiencing trauma and feeling unheard, which is why I do these videos. And feeling unheard and misunderstood by the people you love the most can drive you to the state I was in last night. And yeah, I just wanted to make a video and express how damaging it can be, because even though we put that past behind us and we move on in many ways, there's always going to be things that remind us of the pain we experience, and there's always going to be a hope inside of us that, well, maybe now things are different for them. Maybe something has changed for them over the past however many years, and maybe they'll hear me now. Maybe we can reconnect now. Maybe they just assume that I don't want to reconnect with them, and we're all humans, and unless we talk, we don't know. Unless we try, we don't know. Well, I tried, and nothing changed, and that got me really to a dark place. Now, this may seem a bit off topic, but it'll come together in the end. I also wanted to talk about this awake that I picked up a couple weeks ago. Looks upside down. I don't know. I don't know how to fix it, but it says, "Is the Bible really from God?" And it's it looks like it's from March, but they had it at one of their carts a couple weeks ago, and I just now had a chance to read it. And I want to talk about this article in the front. It says, "Inspired, what does it really mean?" And it says, "Simply stated, the expression 'inspired of God' means that the source of the information in those writings is God. The Bible puts it this way: men spoke from God as they were moved by Holy Spirit." 2 Peter 1:21. In other words, God used his invisible energizing force, or his Holy Spirit, to transmit his messages to the writers of the Bible books. This can be likened to a businessman dictating a letter to his secretary. The letter's author is not the one doing the writing, but the one doing the dictating. So that's what it means to be inspired, is that the message is truly coming from God. Now, it's interesting because in the Watchtower just the month before this one, the governing body said that they are not inspired. So why are Jehovah's Witnesses expected to read the words that they write in these materials as if it were coming from Jehovah himself? Why do they follow the governing body's rules that aren't found in the scriptures, such as shunning family members to such a degree that it's harming other people? It doesn't make sense to me. They're following man's words, and they're hurting other people. And like, I'm not really, I wouldn't say I'm religious. I would say I'm a very spiritual person, but I'm not religious in the context of going to church or affiliating with any organized religion. But I do think that Jesus said he wants mercy, not sacrifice. And I find it hard to see any mercy or love coming from the people I know in this organization. It's really cruel. Lots of people are committing suicide. Lots of people are suffering. And it's not loving. It's just not loving. You know, my family knows I have a story to tell, but they don't want to hear it. And that's because they're so groomed to believe that it's a loving thing to do, but it's not. So that's just what I wanted to point out. I don't understand how in one magazine the governing body can say they're not inspired. In the next release they can define what inspired means, and yet they're totally conflicting. These are men who are controlling things and very, very corrupt. Very corrupt. But do witnesses look into that? No, they don't. That's my video. I'm doing a bit better today. As you can see, I look really tired and haggard. But I'm determined not to quit, because I think that light is being shone on this organization, and if I can have any part in that, I plan to. It makes me feel like I'm working towards a greater good. So yeah. My eyebrows are terrible. But I got something cool. Look at this. That's a pin that's going to go on my shirt, and it's a secret camera. So you're going to see some more conversations with JWs at the carts and stuff. And hopefully they'll be better quality, and hopefully we'll get them thinking a little more critically and hearing what's really happening behind the scenes. That's it for now, and thank you for listening to me.